Welcome to Motivational Humanity. You are not alone. You have carried so much. For years, maybe decades, you have been the one who holds it all together. The one who listens, who comforts, who shows up even when no one shows up for you. And most nights, you fall into bed completely exhausted. And then something extraordinary happens. You dream. And in that dream, maybe you were flying, or you were talking to someone you loved and lost, or you were back in a place that no longer exists, feeling something you haven't felt in a very long time. Safe, seen, free. And then the alarm goes off, and it's gone. Here is what no one ever tells you. Those dreams, those strange, wild, heartbreaking, joyful, confusing dreams are not random noise. Your sleeping mind is not broken or scattered or chaotic. It is doing something profoundly purposeful, something deeply, beautifully human. And by the end of this video, you will never look at your dreams the same way again. Because what science has uncovered about why we dream is one of the most moving stories about the human brain you will ever hear. Let's go back, way back. It's 1952, a small, messy university laboratory in Chicago. A young researcher named Eugene Aserinsky has a strange idea that most people think is completely ridiculous, staying up all night just to watch other people sleep. At that time, the scientific world believed something that now seems almost laughable. They believed that when you close your eyes and drift off to sleep, your brain simply turns off, like a lamp when you flick the switch. Dark, silent, nothing happening. But Aserinsky had a feeling that wasn't right, so he hooked up a set of thin electrodes to his own young son's head and to other volunteers. And he sat in the dark and he watched. For the first few hours, it was calm, quiet. The brain waves moved slow and steady like the gentle tide of a sleeping ocean. And then something remarkable happened. After a few hours of that quiet, the brain waves suddenly exploded into activity. Wild, fast, chaotic waves, as if these people were suddenly awake and running for their lives or solving complex puzzles in the middle of the night. And their eyes, under their closed eyelids, their eyes were moving rapidly, back and forth, like they were watching something happen right in front of them. Something vivid, something urgent, something utterly real. He called it rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep. And every time he gently woke a volunteer during one of these episodes, every single time, they would gasp. "I was just dreaming," they would say. "It felt so real. I was right there." That night in a small dark lab, everything we thought we knew about sleep and about ourselves changed forever. So what is your brain doing during those moments? There are 4 things happening simultaneously inside you while you dream, and each one is more fascinating than the last. Your brain sends a powerful chemical signal down your spinal cord that gently locks your major muscles in place. You become still, beautifully, protectively still. And isn't that something? Your body, the same body that spends its waking hours carrying groceries and caring for others and tensing up through hard conversations, is finally, completely allowed to rest. Nature built this in not to punish you, but to protect you, to stop you from physically acting out whatever your dreaming mind is living through. It is your nervous system saying, "You are safe now. You can let go." Your visual cortex, the part of your brain that processes what you see, becomes intensely active during REM sleep. Colors and dreams can feel brighter than real life. Faces more distinct, moments more emotionally charged. Have you ever woken up from a dream and felt a grief or a joy so powerful it sat with you for hours? That's because your brain was not pretending. In that moment, it was fully experiencing. The prefrontal cortex, the part of you that makes plans, follows rules, holds back what you really feel, and keeps everything in careful order, goes very quiet during dreams. And the result? You are no longer bound by what is possible. In your dreams, you can fly across oceans. You can sit at a table with someone who has been gone for 30 years. You can be young again or brave in ways you never felt brave while awake. There is something quietly sacred about that. Every night, for a few precious hours, the part of your brain that tells you what you can't do steps aside. Certain neurochemicals needed to lock memories into long-term storage drop to very low levels during dreaming. This is why, just 10 minutes after waking, most of your dream dissolves like morning mist. Not because it didn't matter, but because the brain is designed to let most of it go. And perhaps there is a kind of grace in that, too. But the hardest part isn't just that dreams fade. It's what your brain is actually doing with them while they last, and why it needs them so desperately every single night. And that is what we must understand next. Your sleep does not flow in one long, unbroken stream. It moves in cycles, 4 to 6 of them each night, and each cycle lasts roughly 90 minutes. Think of it like the tides coming in and going out. In the first wave, you slip into light sleep. You are still close enough to the waking world that a soft sound, a door closing, a familiar voice can pull you back. Your body is beginning to trust the night. Then the tide pulls you deeper into what scientists call deep sleep. This is where your body does its most essential repair work. Tissues mend, muscles rebuild. Your immune system quietly strengthens itself. Your body, which has given so much all day long, is finally being restored. And then, after the body has been tended to, your brain does something extraordinary. It rises back up, and the dreaming begins. Here is something tender to hold on to. The longer you sleep into the morning hours, the longer and richer your REM cycles become. The most vivid, meaningful, emotionally complex dreams typically happen between 5 and 7 in the morning. Right there in those soft hours before the day begins to demand things from you again. So the next time you linger in bed a little longer than you feel you should, know that your brain is doing something important, something healing. And you are not the only living creature for whom this is true. Scientists have found evidence of REM sleep in nearly every mammal, and even in birds. If you have ever watched a dog twitch and whimper softly in its sleep, its paws paddling gently against the floor, it is dreaming, living something out in its own small, faithful mind. We are all dreamers. It is one of the most ancient things we share. Long before there were brain scanners or sleep laboratories, human beings knew that dreams were something significant. They just didn't know why. The ancient Egyptians took dreams with extraordinary seriousness. To them, a dream was not something your brain made up. It was a message, a divine whisper sent to you while you were still enough to receive it. They built what they called sleep temples, sacred places where people would come specifically to dream. They would arrive at nightfall, settle into sleep, and in the morning, trained interpreters would help them understand what the gods were trying to tell them. And some of their interpretations are deeply beautiful in their own way. Dreaming of dying in the Egyptian tradition was not a warning. It was a blessing, a sign that you would live a long and full life. The Egyptians understood something that we sometimes forget, that the things we fear in dreams are not always what they appear to be. This reverence for dreams lasted for centuries, right up until the early 20th century, when a controversial Austrian doctor named Sigmund Freud changed everything. Freud believed that dreams were the royal road to the unconscious, that hidden beneath the strange imagery and disjointed stories of every dream was a real, raw, human wish, a desire too vulnerable or too powerful to express in waking life. In dreams, he said, the mind gives itself permission. His student, Carl Jung, took this even further. Jung believed that dreams were not just personal, they were universal, that they contained ancient symbols shared by all of humanity across all of history. The hero, the shadow, the wise elder, the lost child. To Jung, dreams were the mind's way of becoming more whole, of slowly, gently healing the parts of ourselves we have buried or hidden or forgotten. For a long time, this is what the world believed, that your dreams were messages, that if you didn't understand them, you were missing something important about yourself. But then came brain imaging technology, and everything shifted once more. When neuroscientists began watching the living, dreaming brain through advanced imaging tools, they moved away from asking, "What does this dream mean?" and began asking something more fundamental. Why would our bodies spend so much precious energy doing this every single night? And from that question, 5 remarkable theories emerged. The first theory, sometimes called activation synthesis, suggests that during REM sleep, your brainstem fires off spontaneous, somewhat random bursts of electrical signals. And your conscious mind, which cannot tolerate chaos, does what it always does. It tries to make a story out of the noise. It weaves those scattered signals into something coherent, into a dream. In other words, you are a storyteller even in your sleep. Even when the raw material is chaos, your mind reaches for meaning. There is something deeply human about that, isn't there? This is the most widely supported theory in neuroscience today, and it may be the one that touches you most deeply. Scientists believe that during dreaming, your brain is doing something like a gentle librarian sorting through the day's experiences. Everything you felt, learned, noticed, and stored throughout your waking hours gets carefully reviewed overnight. Some things are kept. Some things are released. The important memories, the ones with emotion attached, the ones that changed you, the ones that matter, get woven more deeply into who you are. In 2010, a group of researchers asked volunteers to practice navigating a complex 3-dimensional maze. One group napped afterward and dreamed about the maze. The other group rested without dreaming. The result was extraordinary. The group who dreamed about the maze solved it significantly faster when they returned to it. Your sleeping mind was practicing, quietly, in the background, getting better. Every night, while you rest, your brain is deciding what to keep of you, what to carry forward, what you are becoming. But there is a third theory, and this one may explain something that has haunted you for years. It may explain your nightmares. Evolutionary psychologists believe that one of the oldest purposes of dreaming is survival rehearsal. In a world full of danger, the world our ancestors lived in, dreaming about being chased, about falling, about being trapped, was not cruelty from the universe. It was training. It was your brain creating a safe space, the privacy of sleep, to practice responding to the most frightening things imaginable, so that if they happened in real life, your body would already know what to do. Think about that the next time you wake up trembling from a nightmare. Your brain was not punishing you. It was preparing you. It was saying, I love you enough to rehearse the hard things so you are not alone when they come. And in the 21st century, the threats have changed. We are no longer fleeing predators, but we are navigating something that can feel just as dangerous, being misunderstood, being rejected, being invisible. Research in what is called social simulation theory suggests that our dreams have evolved to help us navigate the most emotionally complex part of being human, our relationships, the argument with a friend that you keep replaying, the conversation you are afraid to have, the look on someone's face that you can't stop seeing. Your dreaming mind is not torturing you with these scenes. It is rehearsing them. It is helping you find your footing in the emotional landscape of your life, so that you can show up more whole, more grounded, more yourself, the next time it matters. In 1862, a chemist named Friedrich August Kekulé was stuck. He had been trying for months to understand the molecular structure of benzene and couldn't see it. Exhausted, he fell asleep by the fire. In his dream, he saw a snake curling around and biting its own tail. He woke with a start and suddenly understood. The answer had come not when he was pushing and straining and forcing it. It came when he let go. Paul McCartney woke one morning with an entire melody fully formed in his mind. The song that would become yesterday one of the most beloved songs in the history of music. He had not composed it consciously. It arrived in the open, unguarded space of sleep. Because in dreams, the rules fall away. The logical mind that says, that's not possible, or that's not how things work, or who do you think you are to feel that way, goes quiet. And in that quiet, Connections form that could never form in the noise of ordinary thinking. Your dreams may be the most creative space you have ever been given, and you visit it every single night. And then there is one final theory that I want to share with you, because it changed the way I see everything. It was proposed by a neuroscientist named David Eagleman, and it is called the defensive activation theory. Here's what you need to know about your brain. It cannot stand stillness. Every region of the brain is in a constant, quiet competition for space and resources. If one area goes unused, even for a short time, neighboring regions will begin to move in and claim that territory. Scientists have discovered that if you are blindfolded for as little as 40 minutes, the part of your brain responsible for touch and sound will begin expanding into the space reserved for sight. Your brain does not allow any part of itself to be forgotten. Now think about our ancestors sleeping in complete darkness for 8, 9, 10 hours a night. All that time, the visual cortex, the part of the brain dedicated to sight, was receiving nothing. No light, no color, no movement. And so what did evolution do? It invented the dream. According to Eagleman, one of the deepest purposes of dreaming is to keep the visual cortex active, to flood it with images and color and movement every 90 minutes throughout the night, so that when morning comes, sight is still intact, still sharp, still yours. We dream, in part, to protect our ability to see. And I find that breathtakingly beautiful. Because you, who have spent so much of your life keeping things going for everyone else, your brain has been doing the same for you. All night, every night, without your knowing, it has been fighting to preserve what you have, to protect your capacity to see the world. It has never stopped working for you, even when you thought you were just sleeping. So which theory is correct? The honest, humble answer that science gives us right now is probably all of them. Your dreams may have begun as something simple, a way to keep the visual brain protected in the dark. But over millions of years, the same mechanism was quietly put to use for so many other things. For sorting memories, for healing old wounds, for rehearsing hard conversations, for imagining what has never been imagined before, for processing the grief and the joy and the longing and the love that fills a human life. We have photographed black holes billions of light years away. We have mapped the entire human genome. We have built machines that can write and paint and reason. And yet we still cannot fully explain why. Every single night, the most complex object in the known universe, your brain, closes its eyes and runs its own private film inside your head. I think there is something quietly reassuring in that. We are still mysterious, even to ourselves. And perhaps that is not a failure. Perhaps that is simply the depth of us. So tonight, when you lie down and feel the day finally release its hold on you, when your body grows heavy and your breathing slows, I want you to think about what is about to happen. You are about to enter the most private and protected space you will ever know. A place where the logical voice that judges and limits and worries goes quiet. A place where the people you love, even the ones who are gone, can sit beside you again. A place where the answer you have been searching for might find you, at last, in the soft, dark hours before morning. You are about to dream, and your extraordinary, faithful, never-resting brain will be right there with you, every step of the way. If this touched something in you, if it made you think about your own dreams differently, share it with a woman you love. She deserves to know this about herself too. And in the comments below, I would be so honored to know, what is the most vivid or meaningful dream you have ever had? The ones that stayed with you, the ones that felt like more than just dreams. I am listening.